DJ controllers. DJ controllers. We all use them, either at one point in our career, currently, or maybe you're thinking about purchasing a DJ controller. Well, my name is Sterling, aka Boyblk, and today I'm going to be doing what needs to be done. I'm going to be ranking 10 DJ controllers based off of how likely I would be to press the sync button. Okay, so like I said, we're getting right into it. As you guys can see here, I've taken the time to set up a single-use tier list and selected 10 DJ controllers. Some of these are pretty popular. Some of these I've technically never heard of before, ever in my whole entire career. But nonetheless, you guys may have heard of them. And heck, maybe some of you guys actually use these controllers. So I'm going to look at these DJ controllers, going to inspect them. I'm going to take about a couple of seconds each to really decide how likely it would be for me to hit the sync button on these DJ controllers. Okay, so to kick things off, we're going to start with the pioneerdj S8 III. Let's take a close look. Enhance. All right, so it looks like, first of all, let's find the sync button, right? Where's that shit at? Oh, I think it's like right here. Looks like they're right there on both the decks. So this is a nice, easy, looks like a very like beginner DJ board. Two channels maximum, which is cool. That's really all you really need for most of the time. Most of the time you're doing gigs, you only really need 2 channels. And there's 2 sync buttons on here. So my hands are probably gonna be like here, 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 here. And honestly, that's kind of like right where my thumb hit. To be honest, I could just thumb tap that shit. So let's see. For the DDJ S8 III, I'd say this is like A tier. It's got A tier. Like I would definitely use the sync button on this controller pretty often just because it's so easy to hit. I have like kind of bigger hands, so for me I feel like I could probably hit that with my thumb. So for me, I'd definitely put that at A tier. All right, stepping into territory I'm not too familiar with, but we're gonna find out, right? This is the Denton DJ Prime 4 Plus, apparently, and we're gonna take a closer look because obviously, like all of the controllers, we're gonna have to find the sync button, right? So let's go ahead and enhance this, right? And let's find it. Okay, so it looks like it's a 4-channel mixer. We got 4 nice clean channels, and this is actually kind of similar to the DDJ X3. This may be Denton's like their version of the DDJ X3, which is actually a controller we're going to talk about later on in this video as well. But let's go ahead and try and find the sync button on this thing, right? Let's go ahead and zoom in. Oh, I found it, right? So sync button. Whoa, can you guys hear that? I don't know if you guys can hear that, but it's kind of thunder and lightning outside, pretty bad. The sync button is right here, right above the Q button, and I feel like that's going to be kind of where most of the sync buttons are, right? They're gonna be right above the Q button, right above the play button, somewhere nice and easy. One thing I will say though, this is kind of throwing me off a little bit. What the heck is this? You guys know those like old school mouses, right? With the little ball on the side? That's what I'm getting right here. I'm getting some BlackBerry phone vibes off of this little thing right here. I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is for. It has buttons around it. It looks like a navigational tool. I don't know. I don't know if I like it or if I don't like it. What do you guys think? It's just if you guys have this controller, let me know if you guys actually use this part. If you don't have the controller, I want to know your opinion anyways. So, sync button is right here, but however, we have a 4-channel mixer, right? So with a 4-channel mixer, I'm hoping, and we're taking everything off face value, guys. We're not looking into specs. We're not doing anything right now. This is just face value. It's also just my opinion, and it's a little bit of comedy. See, it's a little comedy. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so 4 channels off face value. I'm guessing it has the option to plug something in, so you can plug in like your turntables. You can plug in like CDJs, or maybe if Denton has like a standalone thing similar to a CDJ. It looks like you can put that in right there. But if I'm mixing on 4 channels on a controller, right, I'm getting into the cut. You feel me? I'm getting into it. So personally, I don't know. I think even though the sync button is right here, it is a little smaller That's something I did notice. It is very small. It's like the same size as like your hotkey button, right? So you don't want to accidentally press this on accident. So they make the button. I guess they're making the button size kind of small, so you don't. It's harder to accidentally press. And I think they feel the same way about the sync button. So I feel like for the Denton DJ Prime 4, it's gonna go on C tier. It's gonna go on C tier because I personally don't think I would hit the sync button as much on that thing, especially if I'm going in on the 4 channels. But hey, you know what? Let me know what you guys do if you guys have this controller. Okay, going back to back on the Denton controllers. This kind of just looks like the bigger version of what we just saw. Except, hold on, if we just enhance real quick, you'll see that on this one compared to the last one, there's three major differences I'm already seeing, right? And I haven't even started looking for the Q button yet. One, there's no like buttons or like USB inputs here, like the other one. Like the other one, like I said, is very similar to the RX3, right? So that's like normally where you put all your DJs, like your USBs and stuff like that. It is a 4-channel mixer, which is cool. And also it looks like it shows your data on your jog wheels as well, which is also a really cool feature. That's what I really like about the DJ XDJ RX3. I don't know why they make these names so freaking complicated. Who named these controllers? Like Elon Musk? Like what the freak, dude? Anyways, it does show your track data on your jog wheels, which is super cool, right? So next thing's next, right? We're gonna try to find the sync button. So let's go ahead and zoom in. Okay, so I was immediately going here because as we saw before, the sync buttons were like literally always above the Q button. But I think this looks like a sync button or a shift button. I can't tell. Oh, we found it. Oh, you guys can't even see it. It's over here. You guys can't see it because I'm on my camera's on top, but it's right here. It's like on the same side over here, but you guys can't see it because I'm on top of it. But yeah, here's the sync button. Okay, so we're zooming out, right? We zoom back out. We're DJing. I'm pretending my hands are on the jog wheels. Don't get no funny ideas. You know what I'm saying? We're I'm checking my tempo. Looks like these look like they're tempo sliders, right? Am I gonna hit this? What if I go to hit this, but then I actually slap the vinyl button? What's that? What meme? Like, you feel me? If I accidentally hit the vinyl button, I'm cooked. I'm sauteed. I'm sorbet. I'm ceviche'd. So let's see. So the sync buttons are here. It is small, right? It is small, also like the last DJ controller that we saw. So I feel like they don't want you to hit it as much, right? So when it comes to the Denton CX Live 4, compared to the other Denton controller, it's going in S tier. Yeah, it's going in S tier. Cause hear me out. I'll show you why, right? I'm gonna pull up this is the one we just looked at, right? And this is the one that we looked at before, right? Do you guys see the major difference? I'll give you guys a little bit. Comment down below if you guys see the major difference before I even say it. If you get it right, maybe I'll like your comment or something. That's right. You got it. It's the freaking BlackBerry thing. That is still throwing me off, bro. That is still sending me back into 2008 or something. 2007, bro, even. 2005, to be real with you. To be dead ass, bro. I don't like it, bro. It's just weird. So that's why I'm putting that in S tier. I'm using the sync button on this one, for sure. Because I'm less distracted. I can actually probably focus, to be honest. All right. We're moving into another section, right? This is the native instruments. A lot of you guys don't know. I play on a lot of CDJs and a lot of Pioneer stuff now, but my actual controller that I use whenever I play my residencies and stuff like that is a Native Instruments S8. The reason I didn't put that on this tier list is because I use the sync button on that thing every week. So that was a given. So I wanted to look at stuff that I'm not too familiar with, because that would have been just too easy for this tier list. But this is the Mark III of the S8. So let's go ahead and enhance this real quick. I'll be back. I'm saying. And as you can see, it's a 4-channel mixer but only two like native channels, or like two channels on the actual controller itself. Which, if it's anything like my S8, which I can kind of I kind of can assume it is, right? Because it's from the same people. You can plug in via RCA your two other channels, right? So let's go ahead and try to find the sync button on this thing, because now my brain is kind of trained, right? My brain's a little trained now to look above the Q button to look for the sync button. So let's see if that's right, right? Let's see. That's a shift button. That's not the. There it is. Boom. Bomboclad. That's not even how you use that word. But anyways, it's right here, right next to the tempo slider. Looks like the two places that we see sync buttons the most on these DJ controllers are above the sync button and above the tempo slider. Interesting, right? Interesting placement. A conspiracy? That's a screen? Hey yo. That's hard. On the S4? That's kind of saucy, dog. That's a little saucy. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's a little saucy. But yeah. So sync buttons here. I'm kind of taken aback by this screen. That's cold. And it looks sleek too. Ooh. I know. I do know though, just based off of my experience with my S8, and I've had my S8 for about 12 years now, which is, you know, Native Instruments. If you want to sponsor your boy, let me know. But I've had that for about 12 years, and I like preach to the high heavens on how good the build quality of that thing is. But it also lets me know that these mother truckers right here, these mother truckers right here, these mother truckers right here, these mother truckers right here will be so smudged after like 3 weekends, bro. If you're like a high volume DJ and you're a little lazy, like I am sometimes, we're artists, right? We're DJs, we're a little lazy every now and then. But what I mean by that is like, you don't always like bring your controller in and clean it off after every show, right? Because who has time for that? That screen, bro, is about to be so fingerprinted up, bro. Like, on God, that thing is about to be so fingerprinted up. You're gonna have to wipe that shit out with your shirt. Like, you're gonna have to hit one of those every time before a set. That's the only downside. And it looks like these are lit up like a turntable would be. Like, you have your little lights on your turntables. Why? Not too sure, because it's digital. But it looks cool. It looks saucy. The aesthetic is there. What were we? We found the sync button already, right? Yeah, it's right here. Okay, so I'm thinking about it, right? My hands are on the turntables. I'm smudging up those screens with my thumbs, probably. You know what I'm saying? I'm transitioning. I'm going to the tempo. Instead of going to the tempo, I just hit sync. I kind of like that though. I kind of like that the sync is right there, because it's like it's like tempo minded, right? Ooh. Hold on, I'm finna write that down. Tempo minded. Damn, that's hard. Okay. Anyways, it's like tempo minded, right? It's like the area of tempo, because your master tempo is here, your sync is here, and then your tempo slider is here. So I like the placement of that. Shouts out Native Instrument for that smart placement, to be honest. I just feel like it's all in that one package. So when it comes to the Native Instruments S4 Mark III, how likely would I be to hit the sync button on here? I'm gonna say B tier. Just because if I'm DJing, I might forget to hit the sync button if I'm trying to off the screen. You know what I mean? But while I'm doing that, I'm probably gonna remember like, oh, I gotta be tempo minded real quick and hit the sync button. So that's why I'm putting it in B tier. Tempo minded. Stay tempo minded, gang. This is the Numark Party Mix Dose. The Party Mix 2. That means that there's another version of this, which is kind of crazy. Because god dang, look at this mother trucker, bro. Look at that. That boy says sync. Oh, it's like that meme where the dude's like, you know what I'm saying? Dang. That is a sync button. Alright, so let's take a look at the controller though, right? So it looks like there's a USB input, so you can put it into your laptop, right? Your main out. Wait, your main out is a 3.5? Nah, dog. This can't be. This can't be. Your main output is the same output as your headphones. And the headphones is a 3.5. It's not even a quarter inch? Nah, dog. I mean, hey, look. We don't judge. We ain't judging out here. We're not judging. Okay? This is a judge-free zone. I ain't judging nobody who has this controller. But this is kind of wild. All right, let me just refocus, lock in. All right, where's the sync button at? Obviously, right here, right? We already came to that conclusion. The sync button right here, right? So, if I'm for some reason DJing on this, my hands are like this. I'm on the turns. I'm on the disc jocks, right? Am I hitting the button? I'm hitting the button by accident, bro. I'm hitting this motherfucker by accident, bro. I'm hitting this motherfucker when I pick it out the bag. This button is so big. It's the same size as your cue points. So you're trying to tell me you want to hit me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? You want to hit the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Or maybe the 1, 3, 5s? Like, bruh, this thing is so big. Like, all the buttons should not be the same size. So, how likely am I to hit the sync button on the Numark Party Mix 2? S tier. S tier. I'm definitely hitting that mug on accident, on purpose, occasionally, annually, monthly, weekly, daily, hourly. I'm smacking that shit. Just like y'all should smack the like button on this video. Got him. That's right. If you gotten this far in the video, go ahead and hit the like on that button. Yeah. And subscribe too. Now, you know what? Actually, go ahead and subscribe. Go ahead. Yeah. Yeah. Go and subscribe. And hit the like button while you're down there. You got that hoe? You got that hoe? Okay. All right. Let's go to the next controller. All right. So these next couple of ones, I'm pretty sure are all Pioneer. I'm looking at my list over here. That's why if you see me looking over here, I'm looking at the names because I'm not gonna remember all the names of these controllers. So I'm looking at my list right now, and I think the next couple of ones are all Pioneer, but I might mix it up on y'all. So this next one though is the Pioneer DJ DDJ 800. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Oh, I'm gonna say enhance. All right, so this is the controller, right? Where do y'all think this sync button is? Where do y'all think it is? I'll give y'all 10 seconds. All right, I don't know. Let's find a sync button. Zoom in. All right, so if we're tempo minded like we're supposed to be, right? Right, chat. We're tempo minded. We're tempo minded in this channel, right? We're tempo minded, so that means we would think that it would be right here. There's a master tempo button, tempo range button. This is all your effects. This is your cue points, right? So where is the cue? Where is the sync button? Let's find it. This one's kind of difficult. Also, I'm also scared that some of these may just be so low res, like the pictures may be so low resolution that we're just not gonna find them. But I believe in us. Hot cues. This is your hot cues samples. These are your pages. Yo, does this not have a sync button? Hold on, pause. Tempo range. Nah, this really has to have a sync button. Y'all see how bad this quality is? What if that's a sync button and we just don't know because we don't have those fucking, we don't have like elvish eyes. So I'm looking. This is the cues, your play button, right? This is your track search, which also this by itself, this track search function is kind of funky to me. I don't really like that, to be honest with you. Is the sync on the channels? Let's see. I do not see the sync on the channels. Okay. All right. Does this controller not have a sync button? And like I said, we're taking this by face value. So if I just can't find it, that's on me, to be honest, to be completely honest. Maybe the master tempo button is like the sync button for this. Like you just set the master tempo and it just makes all of it the same. So I'm going to guess that that's what the tempo is, even though it's not. Even though I'm going to guess, since I'm tempo minded, just like you, since we're both tempo minded, I'm guessing that's the sync button for this controller, even though we both know, right? That's not the same thing. But I'm not seeing anything else. And like I said, I'm taking everything by face value. I'm not looking up any extra stats. So yeah, we're gonna go with that being the sync button, the quote unquote sync button, right? It's kind of weird. It kind of looking at me kind of hard, kind of staring deep into my soul, to be honest. So yeah, this is gonna be a pretty easy one. Right? So how likely am I to hit the sync button on this controller? That's a D. Yeah, it's our first D rank, unfortunately. Yeah, because it's creepy. And why don't you actually have a real sync button? For real, like deadass? Like, we just saw the Numark party mixer who had the biggest sync button. And then we go right into the DDJ 800 that ain't got no sync button. Come on, the parallels write themselves, bro. All right, sticking with the Pioneer, right? Next we have the DDJ FLX10. Like I said, Elon Musk has to be naming these controllers, bro, because there ain't no way there's this many combinations of F, D, J, and X, and just on a normal basis. Let's go ahead and zoom in. All right. So we're looking at this DJ controller, right? My tempo brain, my tempo-minded brain is starting to fire off. Where's the sync button, right? If we're tempo-minded, we're looking over here. We're looking over here, right? Here's the tempo reset. Here's the tempo slider. This says master tempo. So I'm thinking this is the sync button. I'm gonna look a little bit more, right? Here goes that search button again. I don't know why they have that on there. If you guys have these controllers and you use that function and I'm just tripping, let me know. Let me know why that this thing, the little search beat jump button thing, is actually useful. Because for me, for the life of it, I cannot understand. What is this? Is this the Triforce? Yo, does this controller have the Triforce energy? Yo, dog. Is this Deck of the Wild? Is this DJ Decks of the Wild? Bruh. Okay, that's kind of hard. I gotta give it points for that off the bat. That's kind of hard. I didn't know. I ain't never seen a DJ controller with a Triforce before. That's kind of crazy. Let's see. I don't see it. I'm gonna say this is it. Oh, that literally says beat sync right there. I'm so silly. I'm a silly goose. All right, beat sync. This is it. So, you know, see, that's why you gotta stay tempo minded, my brothers and sisters. Look at this. This is in the tempo range. This is in the tempo package, right? We have your tempo slider, you have your reset, you have your master, and you have your sync right there, right in that boom, 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 right in that little box. I fuck with you, Pioneer. You really got it going, and you got the Triforce. That shit kind of hard. All right, so looking at this, where the placement of this sync button, it looks like it's a good placement, but unfortunately, right? Slow down now. Slow down now. Don't get too excited. Look at this again. Go ahead. Come here with me. Look at this again. Ooh. Look how close that is, bro. Look how close that is, bro. Look how close, bro. Look how close that is, bro. I know y'all seeing this. That's like half a centimeter. That's like half a centimeter away, bro. I'm smacking this shit on accident. My big old thumb, I'm smacking that, bro. So, right, when it comes to the DDJ FLX10, it's another S tier, bro. It's another S tier because I'm smacking that all day and night, bro. On accident, on purpose. My hands, bro, I'm gonna go for the Q. Look, this is the button, right? I'm gonna go for the Q button. It's gonna go sync every time, bro. I believe it. I know how my hands work, to be honest with you. Okay. Where are my old school scratchers at? You already know what it is. Y'all probably already know this one. Y'all probably own this controller, to be honest. This is the Pioneer DJ DDJ Rev 7, or the REV7, however you want to pronounce it. This is obviously, let's go ahead and enhance. Boop. All right. This is obviously a very scratch oriented controller. All the scratch homies I've seen have this controller. They have this, right, with the laptop and Serato just on, just locked in. They locked in like it on Serato, locked in, bro, right? Like handsome Squidward. So, to be honest with y'all, I don't even know if you're gonna find a sync button on this one, because personally, we'll get into it, right? So look at the layout of it though. The layout, it looks like turntables and like your mixer. It's like a very classic layout. So, right, being tempo minded, I'm gonna use that into the graves. You better get used to it. We're gonna go. Does that say sync? I can't read it, but I think that says sync, you guys. Ooh. Cause I swear to God, any DJ I see pull up with this, boy, you hit the sync button, it's like you just committed a war crime for real. You really committed a war crime for real, because they will be on your booty for singing. They'll be on your back for pressing the sync button. Huh. Back in my day, the vinyls, you had to make them yourself. You had to take them to the club, press them live, and then you played them, and you had a beat match with the back of your thumb. That's some type of you would hear from these people, bro. So if they saw you press this button, they'd be on your back. Like I said, I'm even surprised that this is even on this controller, to be completely real with you. It's a nice looking controller though, and I know these are big too. Like these are some big boys. So I think they're actually like the size of two turntables in like a regular mixer. There's a lot of cue buttons on here because you know scratch DJs love to use cues. They'll get on your booty for using sync buttons, but they love to press the color buttons. I ain't saying nothing, but I'm just saying. I'm just saying. But yeah, no. All jokes aside, this is a really cool controller. I think the sync button is right here. So how likely would I be to use this? I'm gonna have to say, wait, actually, yeah, I'm gonna say D tier. I was about to make a whole new tier for it, to be honest, because they be on your booty hole if I was actually gonna use it. But it's D tier for real. I would not use the sync button because first of all, I'd be intimidated on there, so I would have to be paying attention for real, like mixing on that thing. Second of all, if I'm mixing on this controller, it's not my controller. I'm mixing it with the homie, right? So if a homie owns this controller and I'm playing with them, and they see me even hover over the sync button, they don't kick me off the stage. So that's how likely I am to use that on the Pioneer DDJ Rev 7. Okay. We're getting a little cute now. All right. So this is actually, I talked about this controller earlier whenever we had looked at the Denton controller, which is like the Denton DJ Prime 4 Plus. I said it reminded me of the RDJ. Sorry, my bad. It reminded me of the DJ XDJ RX3. That's what I'm saying. These letters and numbers, this combination. What's it called? Satisfaction combination. Anyways, this is what it reminds me of. This is the Pioneer, that was the Denton version of this controller, right? Let's go ahead and enhance. This is the controller I actually want to upgrade to. Right, so right now I have, like I told you guys before, I have the S8, the Tractor S8. Love the controller, nothing wrong with it. But the RX3, I really like that it's a true standalone. Like even with my S8, it's quote unquote a standalone, but you need a laptop, right, for like your memory. It has its own sound card and everything, but you need a laptop for the memory part, which I'm not a huge fan of. I would like to just be able to bring this to my residency, slap it down, play, pick it up, and go. You know. And it has a lot of good functionalities. I've actually played on this, and the reason I put it on here is one, because I want Pioneer to sponsor me and send me one so I can review it, and two, I put it on here because I haven't played on it that many times. I played on it enough to know that I want it, and I like the controller, and I'd love to do like a full like review of it. But enough yapping. Let's go ahead and look for this sync button, brothers and sisters. You already know, tempo minded. So we're gonna zoom in. We're gonna go right into the little package right here. So we see beat sync right here. Boom, immediately. So if you like this, like the tempo row. You see this? See all the way down this line right here? It's all tempo related stuff. It's really cool to see like how controllers are broken up into sections. What if I design my own DJ controller? That would be raw. Like a collaboration with Pioneer DJ, like Pioneer X Boyblk, the Pioneer DJ the BBKX DJ 15. That'd be kind of hard. But yeah, so sync button is right here, right in this little block right here. One thing I do like about this, the placement, is not by your hotkeys, right? Me personally, I use jog wheels only really for like beat matching on the fly, because I'm like kind of like I'm a little crazy. I don't set cue points before my shows. I set cue points during the set. For me, it's just like a way to kind of like challenge myself during the time. Obviously, if there's something that I absolutely hear that I have to put on, I'm like, oh, I don't want to forget this or miss it, I'll make it at home, but that's very rare for me. So when I say like I'll be smacking the heck out of these cue points, that's mostly why, because I'm setting cue points live. So the fact that the sync button is not close to those cue points is a plus. It's a very big plus, right? And it's a smaller button as well. And like I said, I only really use this to do beat matching, so I'm really sliding. I'm not really mashing like I would be with these buttons down here. It's a great controller. I love it. The screen is so big. It's so big, especially for me. You guys can't tell right now, but I wear glasses. I have contacts in right now, and I'm low key kind of blind, right? So having a screen that I really don't have to like have any kind of vision to see because it's so large and bright and vivid is really nice, especially like in the middle of a club or something like that, like a dark setting, right? So how likely would I be to press the sync button on the XDJ RX3 just because of like how small the button is and how far away the button is from the cue points? I probably put it in S tier. Yep, that's right. I use the sync button. I'll be using that bug, I swear to God. Because the thing is, I don't care. I use it. It's great. Who cares, right? All right, we're almost done. We got like 2 more controllers to look over. We have this one and 1 more, and the tier list will be complete. First things first, before we get into these last 2, I really do appreciate you guys watching this video. If you guys do get this far, I would really appreciate it if you guys did like and subscribe and comment something down below, whether these are controllers you use, controllers you want to get, or maybe it's a controller you want me to see on the next tier list. Put that down below because this could be a series if you guys want. I could start ranking more controllers because obviously I only put like 11 or 10 in this tier list. There's obviously way more controllers than that. So if you guys want to see a controller in the next sync tier list, put it down below and maybe I'll include it for you guys. But without further ado, this is the pioneerdj XDJ XZ. God, bro, I feel like I'm reading a bowl of like alphabet soup whenever I read these names out, bro. All right, so we're jumping right into it. We're going right. Yep, we're going right in there. All right, so we're looking here. This looks like a tempo reset, which is really cool. This is your tempo slider. This just says tempo something, and this is, I'm presuming, the master tempo because it has that weird ominous red eye right there. So I'm just gonna go ahead and assume that. And I think this is your beat sync. Yeah, I see it right here, beat sync, right? Really interesting placement because it's farther from like it's still, I guess, in your tempo block of your controller, right? But it's further. It's this weird gap. It's kind of throwing me off. Like, why is it there? Is it there because there's a DJ controller that's the same one but bigger? I guess this is the DDJ. This is the XS, the XZ. So I guess it's like the smaller version of the X3 that we just looked at. I guess. I'm thinking, maybe. I'm assuming. I'm very much assuming. So maybe that's there because there's like a feature in the upgraded version that fills that void. But this by itself just really puts me off. And also another thing, it's just, it feels like this section of the controller is so smooshed. You guys feel that? There's the screen too. Like, and maybe it's because we just looked at the RX3, right? And the RX3 is such a voluptuous, like, well featured controller that we look at this and it just feels like it just got, you know what I mean? It's like the RX3 is like when you post a picture off of iPhone, and then this is like whenever you post a picture off of an Android. That's how I feel. Don't hate me if you have an Android. I'm just spitting facts, to be honest with you. So with the sync button right here and this weird gap, I'm definitely gonna say we're putting this in D tier. Nah, C tier. We'll put it in C tier because I feel like functionality, it may be similar to the RX3, you know? So maybe it's like still a good controller. It's just visually it puts me off. Because that's another thing about me. I'm a very visual person. So if I have a controller that I don't like the way it looks, I'm not going to play my best. I'm not going to DJ my best. So yeah, C tier for sure. And finally, last but not least, that's right, I'm pulling out the big one on this one. We're going to look at the VTech Kidstar DJ Mixer in black. Go ahead and bring that boy up. That's what's up. Look at this beautiful control. There's a disco ball in the controller. That's kind of hard. I can't even hate. You could just change this. You could just change the genre, bro. It has DJ. Hold on, look at this. DJ Party Studio. Also, why is this picture so high quality? DJ Party Studio and Academy mode. This teaches you how to DJ. This is the button you press when you want to learn something. This is the button you want to press when you want to practice. This is the button when you press when you turn on the disco ball. That's what it is. Heck yeah, boy. All right, so we're tempo minded, right? So as tempo minded people, we're gonna go straight here, right? This is kind of our tempo block. It just says pause. It just says pause. Oh my god. Okay. All right, let's get serious. It just says pause, though, for real. All right, so yeah, we're in the tempo section. Tempo plus, tempo minus. Okay, okay. So this is really the tempo block right here. This is just your slider. It's like your crossfader. It's not even tempo. I'm thinking I'm so tempo minded. I'm thinking this is like your tempo slider, but this is your crossfader. This is your tempo right here. Tempo plus, tempo minus. You don't even get exact. It says either go up or you go down. So the sync button is not there, right? Let's see what's up here. Vocals, line in, Bluetooth, and there's a Bluetooth button. Dang. This is already better than that Alpha Theta controller they just came out with. Bluetooth too? Come on. Custom FX hold to record. You can record custom FX on here? What Pioneer controller you know that can record custom FX? You mean I could press this button, hit him with a and that shit would play back? That's hard. I ain't gonna lie. I could probably do like a whole loop set on this. I don't see where the sync button is though. It appears to be a one-channel mixer, which a one-channel controller, which is interesting. You do get the full jog wheel, which is tight. I would buy this for my kid if I had kids, if I ever do have kids, if ever the world ever gets any better. I do like this. I'm not too familiar with this. This looks more like something from Ableton. This looks like the Ableton pad. Maybe producers are more familiar with something like this. This reminds me more of the Ableton pad. I don't know what this means. Vinyl, you just order a vinyl like off of Amazon with it, or I'm not too sure. I like how you can change the genres though. Electro pop, probably go to house music, drum and bass, footwork, jungle, dubstep even maybe. That's where you want to be at. And also you got hot cues. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hot cues. That's pretty tight, man. The disco ball is really what sets it off though. This disco ball kind of go crazy. So when it comes to the VTech Kidstar DJ mixer, I would say D tier, just because like there was no sync button, bro. Well, how am I supposed to press something that's not even there? Duh. You know, I'm over here producing a whole song and mixing at the same time. I don't got time for a sync button, to be honest with you. To be completely honest with you, I don't have time for it. But all right, guys, thank you guys so much for sitting with me during this fucking goofy video. Like I said, that was my first DJ tier list, and I ranked these DJ controllers based off of how likely I would be to press the sync button. If you guys disagree with me, press the like button. If you guys agree with me, press the like button. If you guys have no feelings about this video, press the like button. I would highly appreciate that. So the real next tier list would be, how likely would you be to press the like button instead of the sync button? And I think it would be very likely. So go ahead and hit that like button for me, guys. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. Like I said, I really appreciate you guys sitting with me during this video. Follow me on Instagram and on TikTok for more content, and I'll see you guys in the next one.